Good evening, and welcome to the MRP SuperCars NZ GT3 series in the broadcasting lounge tonight. It's Doug here, I've got Shano up in here beside me, and once again, Sean McNamara has managed to weasel in on the broadcasting lounge. Here he is.
Hey mate, well done. Nice to see you guys. Looking for a good race tonight. We've got 20 odd drivers on track, so big thanks to obviously Napa Auto Parts for sponsoring the broadcasting lounge, and this week obviously at the same time. Big thanks to MRP for bringing us the GT3s, and for you two to commentate on how good these races are, which is a little bit of a change from a Tuesday.
Yeah, sure is. Don't usually have Shano up here spending much time in the broadcasting lounge on a Thursday night when Wayne and I sometimes swap positions, but Shano's decided he doesn't want to race tonight. He's put the beer goggles on, but he'll come and join us for some chit chats and hopefully give us some cool information about this racetrack that we're here tonight. So here's Shano. Let us know what we're seeing on screen now.
Yeah, so Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, or otherwise known as Interlagos, the Brazilian Grand Prix circuit, which we're going to race some GT3 cars around tonight. So very challenging little undulating circuit here. Lots of ups and downs and tight twisty corners. And yeah, should be good to see.
So what was the name of that track again, Shane?
You can probably just read it under the Allport sign there if you want, though.
There we go.
I was going to ask him to spell it, but yeah, now you're probably getting it right. Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
And do you know the history of why it's called Jose Carlos Pache?
I believe it was named after some dude called Jose Carlos Pache.
It is indeed. Yes, he was a race car driver, I believe Formula One, and he died in a plane crash of all things, not on a racetrack. There's also a karting track nearby attached to this racetrack, which is named after Ayrton Senna.
As are the first three corners on this circuit.
Who also, but he died on the racetrack though. Just put that.
He sure did.
Yeah. So hey, 1 out of 2, eh, Bear?
Now listen to Doug doing his research.
I know. I'm very impressed, which doesn't happen very often with either of you two. That's good.
It's very good. So yeah,
it's 45 minutes, boys. Here we go.
It is a 45-minute long race, and the guys have got their normal challenges ahead of them. They've got 50% fuel load in their cars tonight, a compulsory pit stop before the 30-minute marker, and must take a minimum of 2 tyres. So one of our admin out on track has relayed that information to all of them out there. And so here we go as we look around the corner, waiting for them to come around across the start-finish line. We have Rehan Liange there from Australia. He was the top qualifier for this evening as we watch the pace car peel off down into pit lane and wait for some lights to come up.
They get the green flag, and it's Rehan going to lead the way into turn 1 here. And Stefan McCartan going down the inside of Mackenzie Stewart into turn 1 and taking over second place. So Mackenzie just caught sleeping a little bit there.
Was indeed, yeah. So Stefan and Mackenzie very close in the points standing for the championship. And Sean will give us an update on some of those figures a bit later on. Oh, a couple of cars very wide out through the back. Looks like Trent Bennett, Brendan Brownie may be involved. Brendan's jumped to the pits, so a bit of an unfortunate one there for a couple of the guys getting stuck together early on.
I wonder if you get us a replay with some data a little bit later on too. That'd be good. Some very tight corners in this in the mid of the circuit, isn't there? So it's you've got to be quite patient. In the V8s as well as the GT3s.
Yeah, 100%. And these cars are notorious while they're cold to do silly things like what we've seen up there ahead. So that's I've got more crashing at the front. That's Steve Darren, Balake, and Michael Van.
He was in fourth.
Yeah, and
Karen,
Michael
sorry, mate.
van der Haas as well involved all in that. So very, very busy opening lap. And yes, we will go back and dissect the breakdown of what's happened during those incidences very soon. But with Rehan coming across the start-finish line to complete the first lap, with Stefan McCartan there in second place and Mackenzie Stewart still closely following him in third.
This will be a very intriguing battle between these three. When they take this pit stop, who knows? Normally they wait till a little bit later on, like get into a rhythm and just keep driving these things, because they definitely are more consistent when you with the hot tyres, aren't they?
Yeah, for sure. The tyres on these cars are more of an endurance tyre than what they use on the V8s. The V8s obviously use the Dunlop soft tyre model for that car, where these are set up to be able to go longer distances and generally expected to be able to hand off a full load of fuel, which in these cars lasts about an hour. So you can comfortably do the race on a set of tyres in these cars, but obviously they're required to get in and change a couple of tyres at some point during the race. So it's when they do that that where the strategy comes into play. And you're right, Sean, that quite often keeping the hot tyres on for a bit longer can be there can be quite a benefit in that. And so they quite often these fast guys will run quite long into the race before they then come in and change 2, 3 or 4 tyres.
So on that, because I know when you do two tyres, you got too cold and too hot, they don't handle very well. And there's quite a few people struggle with that. Would you agree with that statement?
100%. You got to be so careful if you are going to change 2 tyres.
Yep.
As we said, a bit of a move on for P2
Yeah,
there.
nice.
Mackenzie going into P2.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you are going to change 2 tyres, you've got to be prepared for the fact that you are going to have a couple of cold tyres, either on one side or one end of the car. Personally, I prefer one side of the car, because at least then the balance front to rear is consistent. And you just have to accept that you might turn left a bit better than right, or vice versa.
Yeah. So my question to that is, if let's say you're mid-pack, right, and you struggle with your tyres, because these guys have been doing this for we're round 7 now, so we're doing this a couple of seasons, would you be better off to actually pit early, and then, because your tyres haven't fully warmed up, like pit on lap 2 or 3, and get it out of the way, and then away you go to the end? Would that not be a good idea?
Could be, if you're stuck in traffic especially.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, that's certainly been something that we've seen explored before. I think one of the guys that has done that when he's found himself a little bit out of position from qualifying is actually Paul Blomqvist.
Yeah.
If he found himself had a poor qualifying or didn't quite start or didn't have a chance to qualify, you'll notice him come in pretty early on for that tyre swap, just to pick up those 2 tyres and enough fuel to cover off the end of the race. But yeah, certainly from talking to him, it's like Shane said before, it's better to go for to run the tyres on one of the loaded sides and swap those out. It tends to hold the balance of the car a little bit better as opposed to going front or rear, which as we've heard from other people in the past as well, then just makes the car very notorious for excessive understeer or very erratic oversteer driving behaviours. And once you're trying to counteract that balancing act, you're only putting detriment to the other set of tyres, which were essentially good, and making them worse off as well. So certainly not an easy car to pedal around the track. I know that you said you certainly struggle with them from time to time, but the methodology behind it is grit your teeth and keep the foot in them is probably about the best you can do with them, and hope that the aero sticks.
Yeah, just saying, man. We see Chris is a bit on the mic. Chris is getting the big old thank yous on track. So he's down lap 1. So I wonder if you got that data look back, because he's got blue flags waving at him constantly. Chris, obviously, Zazowski has been a weekly sponsor.
Yep.
Which is awesome. Loving it. So we'll give him a little bit of shout out. But he's getting lapped and letting people pass, which is really nice racecraft, excuse the pun, boys.
There we go. So,
you like that?
Yeah, it is. So with our racecraft gentleman Chris Zaleski here, first bit of data we've got is him going off track and then jumping to pits following on. So let's have a look at that.
Yeah. Oh, that's
big
yeah,
damage on the front end.
he's taking his. That's
So
quite cool because
that's
normally it just disappears, but he's like, nah,
yeah.
I've had enough.
So that's quite significant. So what I'm going to do is going to have a look at the moment of Brendan Brownie going off the track, because I believe there's a potential crossover between those two with their incident before. So let's have a look at Brownie's moment.
We will try because the replays of this. Oh, here we go. Ah,
Oh,
wow. I think Chris didn't really have much going wrong there.
So
driving
let's
along.
try and see if we can catch
hold
this
it
from a
close.
different angle.
Oh no, he did get in the back of it a little bit. Yeah. Hey, we won't judge. We'll leave that up to the decision maker, won't we? If he has to be brought in.
Correct.
There
There you go. So that was pretty much the
Attention.
breakdown of that.
that's one. So then we've got the other one with Balake in amongst. That's probably more interesting for me because he was in fourth place.
So this is
fourth place.
This is actually Steve Darren prior to that. So that's the car that we saw looping by itself in the background.
Yep.
And he's actually managed to pick up the
He's
gas to
staying there,
rotate the
waiting,
route out of the way.
and
Yep.
tight. Great rejoin, Steve, if you manage to get back on.
We've all seen that Austin Powers movie, eh?
He could click reverse, but no, he did well. All right, that's Steve SDI.
Yep. And now we have Balake and Michael Vanderhaas.
I think Balake must have done it by himself too. I reckon here. Yeah.
oh yeah, just losing the rears.
And fifth place, lucked out. He had to stop.
And unusual for the BMW as well. It's generally regarded as the safest of the GT3s.
Yeah.
It tends to have the least tendency to do that compared to the other GT3s, which do have the tendency to lose the rear on turn. And the BMW tends to be the one that doesn't really have that tendency so much, but has obviously just overcooked it a little bit on the way in there and lost the rears.
We've got something here, have we?
This is potentially just the cars avoiding,
avoiding
Blake going through
So,
on that one.
not too bad a start. There's a few little issues, but cold tyres, you would put that down to cold tyres with Steve and Balake, wouldn't you, as well? Cold tyres too hot.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, too hot into the quarter. Yep. Oh, that's getting the last quarter pretty much wrong on every worst quarter to get it wrong too, because it's such a long straight, you know, or a long section of full throttle anyway.
And then after all of this, actually, Steve Darren, another incident, and this has actually resulted in him jumping to the pits. So just struggling with the balance of the car after that wee issue before. Obviously, just not quite feeling it tonight, and he's pulled himself back to the pit lane there.
And unfortunately, Steve has manually disconnected as well, so he's
had a tanty, old tanty. Well, we were talking to him about that, eh?
Yeah.
Come on, Steve. Hey, come and join us up in the. You could be joining us. Oh no, he's fully left the Discord. Here we go. That's all right. Moving forward, Rian's got half a second almost. So.
Yep. I'm just
trying to pull the gap there.
So I was just looking at this battle here.
Yeah.
So Matt Gerard's been making his way up through the field, and you've got the gains on the screen there, Sean. So we just got the end of Matt passing Scott coming down through the straightaway at the. So this is him in the draft, following Scott out of the last corner up towards the start-finish line, and he's put the tow hook on and engaged that really well. He's actually done a pretty good job to get that braked and turned in.
He's owned it. Yeah. And sorry to cut you off there a little bit, but he's been the surprise package this season, hasn't he? As in going from that pig of a GT40 Ford, and he's actually shown really great pace, and he surprised me watching him race. He's, I wouldn't mind racing beside him now. In the Ford, no. Yeah.
In the 100%, and he's sporting a rather cool Peppa Pig livery on the side of his Velocity SimLabs Ferrari there. So maybe that's a bit of a shout out to a particular someone at home for him, or a family member, or maybe he's just an avid fan of Pep 3:30 in the or 2:30 in the afternoon daytime television.
You know, I'm not really a big fan. I never was. Not my cup of tea. I don't know about you. You, Shane?
I absolutely love it. Never miss it.
Yeah. I was more about like Bob the Builder or Captain Planet. You know, some of the old school stuff. Voltron.
Actually,
Yeah.
Thomas the Tank was my jam back in the day.
I bet it was. Bet you like the old tank, eh? I thought Doug was into Percy. I think. I don't know why.
No, I liked Doug.
So anyway, how many incident points are they allowed before a drive-through on this track in this 45-minute race? Because you know,
I know the answer to that question, but I'm wondering if Shane does.
17.
There we go. See?
See, yeah.
I might not have known the answer when Sean asked the question, but I knew where to find the information.
and see how I just walked you gingerly into that one because I knew you'd be getting there.
Yeah, normally you just throw me in the deep end and put me on the spot.
Yeah. So we've got two people. We've got Wayne. Yeah. and someone comes across and goes, "Good one, Wayne."
Yeah. Caught that in the background. Yeah.
There's gold. We can't put the mics on for people to hope because you know some of the drivers get a little bit tanty. But so Wayne and Megan Turbo have got the most incidents. Only 7.
Oh yes.
There
has been something. So Steve Arthur crashed.
Oh! He nudged him around again. Oh, there's a dive. Oh, then he just turned down on him. I think.
Oh, so is this retaliation?
Yeah, I 100% think it is. Which in SuperCars NZ is not allowed.
Correct. Nor is it allowed under the iRacing Code of Conduct.
So Steve is hoping to get, because I think Steve's dive was actually legit. Where the car, we don't have to see it at a few different angles, but my theory on this is he's setting up his dive, so he's in the space. The car should. Oh, nah.
It was a late dive.
It was a late dive, yeah. So the car didn't know. If he knew he was there, then yeah. So, but even if it was a late dive, he would have let him go. Yeah, it's just the line.
There was only a little tap. It might not have been retaliation. It might not have been a deliberate thing, but
we all know. If that was you doing it to me, I'd do the same thing. I'd take the penalty. Yeah.
He's certainly gone well offline, hasn't he?
Yeah. And hey, that's right. The heat of the moment. We understand as drivers how it can be. Yeah. So anyone pitted yet? Just to change the subject, because I'm good at that.
Only guys that have had incidents in off the lead lap.
Right.
Well,
so actually they're
still running.
Yeah.
Are they all in the pits now? While they've all turned blue, or is that,
No, they're the ones that are just a lap down. So.
So I'll ride off. Doesn't know if he's blue or not because he just went blue.
Still continuing.
He went for him.
This has been still playing out here. So
I shouldn't laugh.
Here's the continuation. So Wayne's run wide and Steve's gone down the inside, and then they've come together with a bit of a glitch.
So I didn't try and tee him up. I got the wrong end of that stick. That's for sure. I don't know. You'd have to talk to the drivers personally, put them in a room together and have a chat, see what's going on there. I'll tell you what, they're going to get the Napa Auto Bucket tonight. I'll tell you, we're going to give one of those away.
So there was just a nice move there by Balake coming back through the field with a pass on Ryan Cottrell there. And towards the front, Mackenzie Stewart has really pulled in onto the back of Rehan. Yeah.
So we'll watch this better for a little bit. We'll drive it later on. I just want to put a little bit of a showcase, a little bit of a story about it. It's one driver I don't think gets enough attention in our league, and I think he's actually a bloody good driver. That's not me. That's not me because I'm not out there. Just go to my car and pit lane, eh? God, even though we're joking, you were quite serious, weren't you, Shane? I think I'd talk about myself like that.
I would
See, look,
not put it past you, let's just say that much.
I like a good joke, eh? I like a good joke. So Rian is doing a really good job. I wonder if he can hold this for another 30 or 29 minutes. He's definitely got a really good head on his shoulders, isn't he? He's nothing really phases the young gentleman.
And he's done a great job to get his head around these cars as well, because we saw when he was first around with us in the V8s and absolutely dominating those. He gave these a bit of a go and didn't really gel with them, but he's come back and joined us again now and jumped into the GT3s and been super strong straight away. So I don't know if he's been doing a little bit of work on them in the background while he's been away, or if he's just had another go and it's clicked a bit better this time.
Well, if you cast your mind back to potentially, I think it would have been about 6 months ago, there was the Ferrari Challenge that was conducted between New Zealand, Australia and South Africa.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
And Rehan was part of one of the qualifying drivers from that for the Australian team. So a bit of work there with his dad. I'm assuming, I believe they were running fixed setups, but obviously you know what you can play with from time to time in the cars. A bit of brake bias here and there, and turning the traction control on and off. So he might have been able to find a bit of a rhythm, and now he's exploring some different driving options, which is outside of the V8s, and that's really cool to see. That it's all about growth. And we know from seeing some pictures online of Rehan, he's been out there having the old some car park driving lessons by the look of it as well. So probably won't be too long before we see him getting involved in the real thing, doing some racing alongside Dad, or from the driver's seat with Dad co-driving for him.
Yeah, for sure. And I've heard some things through the grapevine that potentially lads might be looking to tee up some options for Rehan to get into a real world racing car. Another thing I heard through the grapevine about his involvement in this series is so obviously Laz has his coaching clinic for the V8s, and both Laz and Rehan put a lot of work into the V8s, and we see it paying off in Rehan's form there. Heard through the grapevine that with the GT3s, he generally just turns up and drives on the night, and they're actually doing that deliberately as a tactic to see how he goes with no practice, to see if they can look to branch out into doing some other things where he might not necessarily have the time to practice, and see if he can be successful. And by the looks of what he's been able to achieve in a GT3 this season with that strategy, it looks like there's definitely going to be an option for him.
So basically, he's copying what I do. Just no practice, just jump out there, set awesome laps, but I'm sort of like halfway down the field, but doing the same thing.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
We have to remember he's only 14 years old, and they don't have Waikato draft over there in Australia.
I think it'd be frowned upon if he's feeding them Waikato, eh?
Well, I mean, some draft, but they do have Victoria better.
I mean, some people challenge themselves from starting from pit lane, but Sean hits a six-packer on the way home.
Gotta challenge myself to get there in one piece. So we're looking at Mackenzie Stewart, who's obviously got the number 1 on his car because he is the reigning champion. And speaking of the reigning champion, he is second in the championship, only 9 points off the drift of Stefan, who's actually in third place. Yep, there we go. He's in P1, and Paul Blomqvist in P3 in the championship. But the bolter is Mr. Balaki in 4th at the moment. So 4th, and Quinn Wilson 5th. So that's another person I don't think's in tonight.
No Quinn tonight either. So there will be a shake up of the points tonight. So
and just I think Rian's down in about 8th. So you would get a good roll of points on tonight for him. So well done, boys. Keep it up.
I believe Rehan didn't wasn't able to commit to some of the opening races of the series, if I remember correctly. So he may have been a wee bit point shy from the beginning, but the way the iRacing points tally it at the moment, it's already dropping the driver's 2 worst rounds as it goes along. So I imagine as we get slightly a bit more towards the end, around 10 and 11, we'll probably see that name of Rehan's sitting up a lot closer towards the podium step. A guy we haven't tuned in with much from tonight, but that's Stonesy. Started down there in 21st spot. I believe it was 21st or 20th spot there. I'm going to go with 21st. Just
it's known as 21st in the GT3 circles. Oh, we've got a bit of speed over the side there. Nice.
Yep, so I tend to bring that data up from time to time. We do that in the V8s quite regularly, Sean. So just a bit of crossover of the professionalism that we have on the Tuesday night. We're bringing tonight to you in the Thursday night session.
It sounds a little condescending, but yeah, okay. Right. You're the man, Doug. Hey, that's why we pay you the big bucks. You're like the Scapey of SuperCars NZ, where no one actually likes you, but you're here earning the good money.
Yeah, just unfortunately I don't have any other financial interest tied up in it.
Hey, you're like, last time I'm doing GT3, so it was just so mean. I even heard Shane have a little giggle there. I know that's on the stream as well. Yeah. Okay, Scapey. What else we got? We are halfway. Halfway.
Yep.
I know my math.
Just a touch over. That's pretty good.
Well, close enough, mate. Don't worry about. Where did he start? What's the movers and groovers? Where did he start? Where is he coming from?
Yep.
Jared, he puts a lot of pressure on himself to do well when he should just really start enjoying his racing, because I know he does. But if you enjoy it, you tend to have fun. Up 9. Oh wow. Steve Arthur up 10, and then he's been in a bit of bad luck, Steve, and he's still up 10 spots. So that's quite. Oh, he hasn't stopped. There you go. That's the reason why. Oh, so Mackenzie Stewart stopped. Ooh, he's at pit exit. Ooh. Sorry. I was just talking up the number 1, so let's see if the other 2 follow or they stay out.
Yeah, so Blake's in there as well, so
yeah.
That's the guys are taking notice of making sure that they get in before the 30-minute cut-off window, and they've pretty much all done something similar that you'd see on the Tuesday night during the V8s. They've half stinted the tyres before coming into the pits to do their change, even though they only have to take the 2. Still probably not too bad of an idea. You've replaced the tyres on the loaded side, give it that lap and a half to get up to temperature, and you should have a fairly grippy set of tyres to run through to the end.
Yeah, which one's the loaded side, please, Doug? Can you tell me?
Yeah, so the way it works is when the cars are turning left and right, depending on which track you're at, if there's more lefts than right, that'll be the loaded side, the car, the way it leans away from the corner entry. So if you were turning to the right, the car weight shifts to the left, and that would be the loaded side of the car. But if you're wanting to know what I think would be the loaded side of the car for this racetrack here, Sean, I would say that it would be the right-hand side set of tyres. There would be more left-hand turns than rights.
Well, you going to stick with that answer? You going to stick with that?
That was a very long way to come to that conclusion, but yeah, would be the rights, because you're going anti-clockwise.
Yeah, and that's your answer as well, Shane. Nice short answer. Thank you for that. That is my answer. I prefer your answer over Dave.
Because it was short.
Yeah, 100%. I call Doug the paragraph guy because everything's more than one paragraph. You know, for an answer. And that's a nice thing, Doug. I don't know if I've ever said that out loud before, but I've done it here. I've done it here and now. Mr. Paragraph. It's gold. That's why I just give a thumbs up and with a question or an answer. And with you, it's 3 sentences, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12. Anyway, it's gold. I like it.
Circling back though, this is a track where you do a lot of turning overall, and there are a few right-handers, mostly slow speeds, and maybe not putting this as much load as some of the high-speed left-handers that you got around here. But with the amount of turning that you are doing overall, I do wonder if it could be a track where if you're going to think about doing 3 or 4 tyres, that might be a strategy that could pay off around here.
Well, I've actually got the facts here. You're actually turning 76% of the time at this track.
That's a fair bit of
Sean's
turning.
been doing his research as well.
Yeah, I have. You know, so you two aren't the only ones who can search. Sean can get out the Google. Alright.
Oh, I was Google. Shivers, sorry. Here, Shane and I thought that you must have worked out how many left and rights there were and what the corner and entry speeds were, and then done a percentage or breakdown of that to work out the time turning across the
on the
lap time.
brakes, 24% of the lap as well on the brakes. Just so you know.
That's actually not too much, is it?
No. Yeah, a little bit of facts for the people at home. I dare you to fact check me. Stop it. All right.
Hang on, I believe there was something that we could do in that instant.
Man, that took you way too long. It would have been good if it was quick.
Yes.
Unlike change lap times. But anyway.
And back to the racing.
Yeah.
I've just seen there that Mackenzie has come out ahead of Rehan.
Well, he didn't come out ahead of him, Shane. He actually made a legitimate pass on him earlier. Would you like to go back and have a look at that?
I would love to go back and have a look at that.
I like how the GT3's missed the pass. That's fine. Pass done there? No, the pass isn't done there. Oh. Round the outside.
Oh.
No way. Round the outside. That is absolutely... Rian left a lot of room, so that's...
So potentially there Rehan just coming out of the pits, cold tyres, and Mackenzie able to take advantage on his warmed up tyres and get around it.
Well done. That is, I reckon, 100% correct.
Now,
and we are not... Yep, go back.
Sorry, I was going to say,
No.
I just wanted to come back to the live data because I just noticed if I click on this one here, our lead car, Stefan McCartan, hasn't pitted yet, and we're at the 29-minute mark.
Oh.
So he's going to have to get in this time around, isn't he?
He is.
He'll need to be
And
in the pits
he's
by the
very-
30-minute mark, correct?
Yeah,
yes.
He is good for the rules because he was telling me all about the rules and who's changed cars that shouldn't have changed cars. So I think he does study the series. And as he's got 30 seconds to come into the pits, come on, mate, you can do it. You can do it. He is.
Full speed, look at that.
How much seconds he had? He had like 20 seconds left. Why were we worried?
Oh my gosh. You
I
know,
like how you're going to be the big narc.
If you were gambling on the three-legged horse...
Yeah.
Was he down to speed in time? Because that looked like he was going pretty quickly across those cones.
It was pretty rampant, wasn't it?
Let's see how long he stays on pit for. Well, no, actually, if you jump onto Rian or Mackenzie, then we can see when the rejoin happens. Oh, no, he's down.
Oh, and so he's done a quicker time than Rehan and
He's left the
Mackenzie.
pits. No, so he didn't get a penalty.
Down through
It's
the
going to
pits.
be tight. They should come out ahead of him. But...
Oh, look at
it is going to be tight.
We have 3 wide into turn 3 or 4.
Oh, is this a Gizzy merge? No, he's going to jump them. So while these guys have been battling on pack, he's been able to be at speed, but of course now he's got the cold tyres.
Yeah, I bet he runs wide.
A little bit.
Oh, off tracks for a few.
Mackenzie well and truly wanting to stick into the draft. This is hot battles.
Yeah. See, this is where Wayne would click on to something else. Oh, you bastard!
It might just be the Sean presence that makes the direction go bad, because I think Wayne did a good job on Tuesday night.
He always does a good. I just like to be mean. He knows that. That's what I do. You know, as I said, everyone sticks to what they're good at. Me's being mean to everyone. Don't cry about it.
Just stick to what you know, eh?
Yeah, man. That's right. Hey,
Hey,
Scapey.
speaking of Napa, because we didn't really give you an answer before because there was quite a bit happening. But yes, tonight, with it being Napa's week, we've got another one of those cool bouquets, a bucket to give away, and they sort of look like this. That's what they are there. So it's a
That's
fancy.
3 buckets, eh? You don't get all 3, you just get 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll send you the sponge, Sean.
I'll tell you what, I actually have used that middle wash and wax. I've used that quite a few times, and it is the good stuff. It works. It's good. It's nice.
Nice. Yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff inside that bucket, and the bucket's pretty handy too because you can use it to put the wash and wax liquid into and fill it with water.
Mate, I mean, where would people be without you, Doug, telling them how to use the bucket? That's so good. Like, mate, you're special kind. Thanks for that input.
I'm just considering, that most people north of Wellington would probably want to stop past a Mitre 10 on the way home to get, a bucket to put the water in.
Yeah, alright.
Or maybe just use one that you've already got in the laundry cupboard.
Yeah. Hey. But Doug's giving
No,
them
we're not talking about
the
the guys from Auckland that are constantly bailing out the water from their backyards.
Ooh, it's tight up the top, isn't it?
I suppose you wouldn't want to use the wife's toilet bucket on your car, would you?
Well,
No. Well, I mean,
my wife uses the actual toilet, not a bucket. That's a bit mean, mate.
I was going to say, where else is she going to go, Sean?
In the nacky is up to you, mate. But my wife uses a toilet, not a bucket. This is good. This is good right here. All right.
I can't even get in trouble for that because I'm single.
Yeah, well, I don't think you got a wife because you make her use a bucket.
Is that what I'm doing wrong?
Yeah, let her use the toilet this month. He's going to get the pass here.
Oh, I love the squeeze. I love the amount of room that Stefan's ready to soak up just because he can, because it's there. Not really allowing Mackenzie to come back through, but Mackenzie on the charge still. Once again, Rian's right in the back of us.
Sorry, I got excited. Oh, I thought he was going for it then. He was sitting back watching it.
Yeah, unfortunately that corner they were coming into was more one where, on the entry anyway, you're better to be able to carry the momentum around the outside, so it's not really the spot where you can fire one up the inside.
I'm still laughing about the bucket thing. Oh, yeah,
so Stefan's giving absolute death to his V10 inside this Lamborghini here, and he's managed to put a bit of a room of a squeeze. It's so good. Get on by, boy. This is like first, second, and third. We're going to be neck and neck across the line.
Who's the car in the way? Must be
just move to the right and put on the brakes. Get out of there.
All 3 of them. I've never taken out the oh yeah. Thank you for whoever you are. The green wheels. I should know the cars by now. There's only 9
I think it was it's right off. It was Christian there.
All right. Cheers, buddy.
Well done. Great racemanship.
Is that a word?
Racemanship?
Yeah.
I just said it, so why not?
I was actually asking Shane so we can be mean to you even more. This racing's so good, so I'm sidetracked.
Oh, that's obviously a word in Doug's vocabulary. Anyway.
Oh!
I reckon he turned down on him. I reckon that was not the car in the back's fault. That's me.
Well, Rion's leading now.
I think Rion was waiting for that. I'm not disappointed or angry about any of it. I think it was just awesome racing.
Let's have a wee breakdown on it and see what we can see from, I don't know, let's try this one.
Yeah, that one needs good. So, the car's there.
No
overlap.
overlap.
The spotter said it's clear. He might have... It'd be worse if the spotter said he was clear. Your spotter said clear, and then you just turned down. That's gutting.
Yeah.
You're probably never clear, are you? If you go back and look at it, like, you can't turn down. You know he's going to be somewhere around there. That's my theory on it.
For sure, there were two guys that could have avoided that one.
You know he's chicken licking his lips, he's re-owning the vaccine. That happened.
So actually, that would be a good one to do. I'm just gonna change this camera here, and we'll click on this one here.
I like how you're talking us through what you're pushing. That's great. Yeah, I still think he turned down. I don't even know who we're talking about, but I reckon he turned down. Should have left the room.
There we go. So Rehan up into P1, and as the data would show on screen,
let's call it yellow. Listen, I'm joking. We don't do that. We don't do that because we're not race control. We're commentators. We don't mix our commentating with actual racing.
Oh, come on, Sean, you know, like, this isn't really our night to, you know, muck around with, you know.
Of course not.
Shane and Doug put a lot of hard work into into putting on the GT3 series. So.
All right, update on the incident.
Was that meant to be your Wayne impersonation?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Incident. Wayne's always asking for yellows. Old Jared.
I like how you get that clarification through. That's right.
He's on 15 points.
Who was that?
Points.
Who?
Jared. Megan Turbo, Jared. So, and Wayne Hartnell is on 13. And Scott McKenzie's on 14. Here's the update. So 17, you reckon, and it's a drive-through?
Yep.
There you go.
So we didn't get much of Peter in here tonight because he's like the silent assassin. He turns up, he does his racing, and
yeah. I thought we discussed no South Africans this week.
Sorry, hang on.
Not salty about it.
So here's Peppa Pig. He's going to go and send the Saffer off at turn 1.
Yeah, enough he did, man. That's what the World Cup. Nah, it wasn't South Africa's fault.
Yeah.
Anyway. Nah, well done to South Africa. You know,
we played poorly, in my opinion.
Well, in my opinion, we didn't get our kicks out, so we would have won it. So you get the kicks, you win.
Missed the 2, that's it.
Yeah, so that's it. Yep, 100%.
Peter was brake checking there. There was like two braking periods. What do you think of that, Shane?
Do we have a TMO check on that?
Yeah. That's it. That's a red. Drive through.
Yeah, there'd be no trophy holding from this guy.
I love Wayne Barnes' wife is like, it's just a game. Fuck.
Tell she's supportive about one man's growth in the world, eh? Honey, I don't care if you're number 1 in the world. You can still wash your own socks.
Yeah. So the driver, we've got 5 minutes. Just a quick driver I want to go, and that's Ryan. Check on Ryan. Where is he in the field?
Yes. Sitting P9 down 1, and he's got Stonesy behind him.
Oh, did he just run wide? Is he passing him?
He does, yeah.
Oh, that was an awkward time to go to him. But give him 2 nudges and he'll get a drive-through. Ryan, if you're listening, give him a couple of nudges.
Just left hand down. That's it. Yep.
Just a little nudge.
Bit more.
But watch it. So Jared's got to run on him. Jared needs to go a bit to his right. Go further right, Jared, under the braking zone. How's he going to make yourself hard for turn? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so Ryan's back.
Ryan's really good to race against. I was saying, he's probably one of the guys in the league. He turns up every week, loves his racing. You never have a bad thing to say about you. Really enjoy it. So, just a shout out to you, mate. You know, you do a good job. Thank you. Never complains, unlike the guy behind him. But yeah, enjoyable. If you ever see him on iRacing, go hello, because he'd be out there doing this thing. I just didn't realise he's actually got a Bridgestone sticker on the back of his car.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, do you think that is that sort of
Ah.
enticing Stonesy
Or he's gone
to?
wide.
No, it's still on the inside for the next
It
turn.
might be, but there's all those misfit cars have got Advantage tyres on the back of their car. A bit of tyre brands out there getting thrown around.
There is. Thomas McCole following this wee battle pack forming in front of him. He's already up 3 spots, but Stonesy certainly the winner of the night so far with number of
Moving.
gains. Yeah.
Yeah, they all start from the back though, so it's a little bit it's a little bit false if you can understand what I'm trying to say.
Are you saying not deserved?
Yep, not deserved of passing the most passes. Yep, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, Stonesy didn't put a qualifying lap in.
He's only got 1 incident left. He's only got 1 incident left.
And 3 minutes of racing to go, so approximately two more laps.
And if you watch the backstage, mate, we only have a laugh, buddy. We don't even laugh. don't private message me. Yeah.
No, we do love you, Stones. So it's good to see you back out there racing.
Everyone goes wide at this turn we're coming up to. Let's have a look. Nah, damn it.
Turn in.
Keep it in.
Oh, there you go.
That's not him.
There's Ryan. No, that was Ryan doing it. So you called it on one.
Ryan has got...
Oh, here we go. Are we touching the braking zone?
Yeah, I don't. He'd be like, don't hit me. He'd be so worried. He'd be so worried.
He'd be trying to brake as late as possible just to make sure. No car contact.
Where are you? There he is there. He's got 13 himself. So he's right up there.
Sorry, I just had that one. I just want to go back and have a double on that one. So this is on board Matt Gerard getting the pass done on Peter Vanderberg. Oh, powered out of that one. Well done.
Did he ever have a moment? Did he have a big tank slapper or something?
Well, we'll have
Peter.
have another look.
You get inside his car.
Slow off the corner for some reason.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll just have another quick look at that from a different view.
Thank you, sir, because we're all interested.
Yep. Slid.
Yeah, it's lining up the rears.
And you can see the tyre mark he left behind at the corner before.
And then would have got that old traction control lag as well.
Yes, indeed. So there you go.
It's terrible, isn't it?
So I mean, like, that's some quality driving there. So that's Matt Gerard put in a qualifying time to start on 10th and in the top 10 there, and he's moved up a total of 4 spots throughout that race. So I mean, that's a fair bit of driving there, and certainly benefiting himself now driving a real car as opposed to that other car that started with the other letter F. Had 4 letters in it as well.
Fiat? Was he driving a Fiat? Like you said 4 letters, I got that like bang on too. Okay, we've got half a minute to go. Should we go back to Riyadh, licking his lips, loving it?
Yeah, on the final lap now.
And that's how far behind the pressure is for him. Just hiding behind the trees there. 2.4 seconds behind, so Rehan doing a great job to put himself forward. Mackenzie Stewart, I mean, you can't even see the car gap to behind him. Not even if we do this, you know, like, there's the birds. Stefan McCartan, I don't say this lightly, but the biggest loser out of that.
Whoa, that's a bit aggressive.
Well, he's 11 seconds behind P2 now, when you consider those guys before. But looking at the standings, the top 5 guys there, no change of position from how they qualified.
Blakey got back to P4 after that spin on lap 1.
Rehan coming up to the line now.
Thank you.
Here we go. That's him and Marty Mitchell just behind him.
Well done, Riyadh.
Great racing. Well done, young fella. Yeah.
Patience by Riyadh gets there in the end.
That was really good. And that's Mackenzie Stewart, P2, giving him the congratulations drive on by there. There's Stefan McCartan coming across the line in 3rd. He'll be going back and having a wee look at seeing what happened with that that incident before, but I think we broke that down pretty well. Blake there coming across the line. Woohoo! P4 for him. Always up there towards the pointy end of the field. Probably missing racing alongside his mate Leith, not here tonight to race again. I think said he was going to be away for a bit of this season. Michael van der Haas. Great bit of racing. Bad Time Racing Sports there. Got the SuperCars NZ merch top on. Jump on our page if you want to find any of our merch details. Hit us up. We'll let you know what we've got, what we can send you. It's all good stuff. Matt Gerard. Or Pepper Gerard. Up 4 spots, finishing 6. Over Peter Vanderberg, who he was giving a congratulations to, having a great race with there. Qualified 7, stage 7. Nice run. Scott McKenzie dropped down a couple from being ahead of his team boss at the start. Misfits entry there, finishing P8. Stonesy bailed out early, but he got to P9, up 12 spots. Great charge. And rounding out the top 10 was Ryan Cottrell. So awesome racing from all of those guys. So, Sean, I suppose it just comes down to you, mate. It's Napa week. We've said thank you to them, and they're going to say thank you to someone tonight by giving away a bucket. What devious plan have you got for giving that away tonight?
I don't really have a devious plan, but I think the drivers out there that sort of stand out, as I said, I always say Ryan's really good too, but I think Matthew Druid's drive, he's put a quality in. He's done some great racing, some good passing. Even Peter, who was behind him, congratulations on his clean pass and his tidy driving. So I think Peppa Pig deserves to get a bucket, mate. I reckon. What do you think, boys?
I would agree.
Yeah. So
Whitey.
I think thanks to Napa.
Can't complain about that.
No.
Stuff.
He did get 12 incident points, but we won't talk about that. Matthew. Yeah, look at you go. At least you use that thing properly, unlike that other fellow who comes in from time to time. Quick note to everybody, the Virtual Motorsport fundraising event, it's on the 12th, 11th, 12th, in a couple of weeks. Sign up to it if you're on iRacing, you're watching us, boys, or anyone of the drivers. Sign up to it. It's in a car that we all don't like, but that's the whole thing. Step outside your comfort zone, have a bit of fun, have a bit of a laugh, enjoy it. Throw some money towards the event because it all goes to a good cause, and hopefully we'll see you guys there. You guys will be there, I know for sure.
We will be there, and the numbers have had a bit of a boost over the last few days. So they're up to 12 team entrants now. So a lot of those cars fielding up to 3 drivers in each. So you do the mathematics on that. There's just nearly 40 drivers looking at coming in to spin some wheels in the NASCAR there round Le Mans without the chicanes. So it'll be makes for some good fun, challenging racing. There will be some cool bits and pieces of prizes and stuff to be given away, and some raffles and stuff that are taking place at the moment. Some names that have been there from the start, continuing on their love of what Virtual Motorsport are doing. So we greatly appreciate that we get to be on board with them to be able to help out with this charity event for that. Just forgotten his name, Richie Hardcore.
Richie Hardcore, which is cool. And I'm sure there's a few celebs coming along. I've heard. So you never know. Some fast race car drivers or just a bit of a personality will be there. So if you're not in, you don't get to have a bit of a laugh and a fun and a bit of a joke at them and seeing how bad they are at driving.
Nice. Well, there we go. Well, Shane, you've done like next to no talking while you've been eating pizza all night. So how about you give us the round out for tonight with our thank yous and sayonara.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. And thanks Napa for sponsoring the week and for sponsoring the Broadcasting Lounge. Thanks MRP for sponsoring the series. Thanks Doug and I guess Sean for joining us here tonight. And thanks to everybody at home for coming along and watching and having some fun with us.
Yeah, very good. Awesome. Thanks, guys. And we'll do it all again from next week. It's been a pleasure as always. Thank you so much, and good night.